Recording in progress.
Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to Stocks Numbers Trading. Thanks everyone for joining. My name is Ron. My partner is Dave. It's almost 11 a.m. Eastern in another 5 minutes. Guys, we're going to have a little post-New York session right after Wall Street. We're going to do gold and we're going to switch it up. We've been doing NASDAQ for the past couple of weeks. And today we're going to look at US30 Dow Jones. And we'll do top-down analysis on both of those securities, and we'll see if we find any good quality setups to maybe take a trade. And we are going to go over today's top news and get right into these markets. Okay, guys? So I hope everyone's having a great day. It is Tuesday, June the 2nd. So I hope everybody has a good June month of trading. Just a reminder, we are leading into the summer months. June, July, and August sometimes dry up with volume. Okay, it's got a historic drought in the summer in the stock markets, but last year was a little different. There was a lot of volume. Actually, the markets were moving. There was a lot going on, and also this summer we've got a lot going on geopolitically, news-wise, with the Middle East. Every day the Strait of Hormuz is open, then it's closed the next day, then it's open, then it's closed, and then we have war, then we have a ceasefire, and it's going to be very volatile this summer. Okay, so just reminder, please use proper risk management when you are trading. Okay, and that's all we can do as traders. We got to let the trades come to us naturally. If we do take a trade, whether you're buying or you're selling, the only thing you can do after that is manage your risk or allocate how much you're willing to lose without doing something silly or blowing up your account or anything like that. So make sure you guys have trading rules every single day of the week, no matter what month we're in, no matter what the day is, no matter what security you're trading, no matter what time frame you're trading. Make sure you have a proper disciplined risk management plan and you have the right mindset when you're trading. You might have shitty days, you might have great days, but you got to remain calm, cool, relaxed in all situations. And go about this like it's not just your first day. Go about this like you've been doing this day in and day out, and it's a routine for you, okay? So let's get started. I'm not going to talk so much here. Our news today, message exchange between Iran and US to reach like an understanding has stopped a few days ago. So we do not have, a clear path to peace as of yet, or a ceasefire. There's still ongoing tension. Okay, so gold and oil, those two securities are going to be extremely volatile. Okay, until there's some sort of an understanding over here. What happened today in the news? There was some news coming out of Europe, Italian bank holidays, earlier morning, North American markets. We had FOMC speakers. We had the JOLTS job openings. Okay, so this is a forecast come for Friday for non-farm payroll for NFP. And it's a high probability that I'll probably be doing NFP with you guys. So as long as we got good viewership, I'm more than happy to come in, step in, and we can do NFP on Friday and not do the post-New York at that time because maybe there's not going to be the greatest volume, okay? So that's what's coming. That JOLTS is job openings and labor turnover survey came in green, above the forecast and above the previous JOLTS. This afternoon, do we have any news coming up? Not for our session, okay, guys? And if you are trading tomorrow, just keep an eye on all the news tomorrow, okay? There is some ADP non-farm employment change right for COMEX and 830 when most of you guys are trading, and it is a high impact US folder, okay? Keep in mind that. And earnings wise, guys, today we had the Dollar General in the pre-market. They beat their earnings per share. Their revenue, they missed it. Growth was good. Surprise was good. Guidance was mixed over here. That was probably the bigger name in the pre-market. After hours today, we've got Palo Alto Networks and GitLab. No big specific names I don't think are going to move the markets, okay? So earnings, I wouldn't be too concerned today. Day-to-day news, AI is carrying the S&P 500 and NASDAQ rally. The S&P 500 NASDAQ rebound looks a lot thinner once AI enablers are stripped out. So everything that's holding the market right now is basically AI and tech, but financials are holding up too. If you saw US30 had a big pump right out of the gate today, Goldman Sachs hit another record all-time high, and Goldman Sachs is weighted about 13% of the entire US30 index. So finance banks are seeing record profits, record revenues. They're beating their earnings per share 2 to 3 times every single earnings for the past probably 2 years now. So financials are good, tech is good, and markets are climbing at all-time highs. Okay, so stocks waver as the US-Iran tensions weigh on AI optimism. What else do we have? Amazon sets the stage for its first Prime Day in June since 2021. This is big for Amazon. If you guys remember back in 2021, their Prime Day, their stock went up 5%. So I'm following Amazon myself. I've got it on my watch list. I'm looking to maybe accumulate at least a couple hundred shares of Amazon, maybe have some covered call options, maybe trade it in the options market. But I'm preparing for this Amazon Prime myself. So what I'd like to do is go back to 2021 and watch how it was trading into that previous Prime Day event. And then you can maybe see if history repeats itself over again, okay? So that's a good thing to do for all investors or traders. If it's already happened, go back and back test and see how Amazon reacted during the Prime Day event or the Prime Day week, whatever you want to call it, leading into that, okay? What else we got going on? Job openings spiked in April, layoffs and hiring declined. Okay, so that was the JOLTS job this morning. Crypto, Bitcoin's taking a beating today. I think it's down to what, 67, 68,000. So it's hit its lowest level since April. Marvel soars as Wang calls chipmaker next trillion-dollar company. How NVIDIA's nudge propelled frugal Micron to $1 trillion. NVIDIA was in the news. They partnered with Microsoft for their chip for personal computers. And that's why NVIDIA is trading at, I believe, $230 and $6 off of the all-time high as well today. Okay, so that's our news regarding, if you want to go over all these articles, you're more than happy to. Marvel Technology is up 25% today. Hewlett Packard HP is up 26%. Lithium America is up 10% right now. BTC is taking the beating at 67, 68,000. And let's see what else we got going on over here. And in our Discord, guys, few signals were sent out this morning. This was the latest one right over here on a short setup sell on gold. And we got some closing volume, and it came right back up and retested right around 4505, 4500 area. And if you got in, it moved for about 100 pips. But we're going to do a new analysis, and we'll keep our eyes on this, okay? Indices. Looking for maybe a potential sell on NASDAQ below 30,450, but this came out earlier in the Wall Street. So we'll update these levels. We'll take a look at all of these, okay? And guys, there's a free Telegram channel pinned at the top of YouTube for all of you guys. I suggest you guys get in it. We're gonna have promos, giveaways. The free blog is available in here. All of the links to all of our live channels are in here as well. Before and after recaps of the trade ideas sent out to the group. And there's the promo. You can get 50% off all premium plans at SST. Use that code SSTJune50. And we sent out a couple signals in here last week. So maybe we'll continue to do that as well. So join this free Telegram and be part of this as well. And if you want to join the team, guys, you're more than happy to join the team. Join the Discord. Join the sniper community here. Trade with amazing elite traders over here that are learning on a daily basis, and join up for the premium account. You get 50% off. If you need alerts, trade signals, ideas, we offer those. Analysis, deep dive analysis with myself and Dave on the live private Zooms, and the education you got on the website, everything you need probably more education than you'll I guarantee you won't be able to watch all of our education on the website unless you spend years and years and years on there. And the Discord community. Okay, so use that code, guys. Join us. There's a free blog available for all of you guys as well on the blog section. Okay, and finally, guys, thank you guys so much yesterday for subscribing. There was over, I think, 200 subscribers. That was amazing. Thank you, guys. We do appreciate it. And like the channel. There was 375 likes yesterday, which was amazing, guys. I really do appreciate it. So I know that you guys are learning with us through the ups and downs, through the wins and losses and the break evens, but the market analysis, I think, is more important than just a buy and sell signal and things like that. You get to learn in real live time and the emotions and psychology that we go through taking a trade, looking for a setup, setting our charts up, and all of those things. So thank you, guys, just for that, for the subscribers and the likes. Made me very happy and excited. So I'm more than happy to do a bonus live Friday morning, 7 a.m. We're going to get started with an NFP till about 10 a.m. Okay, so shout outs to you guys. Thank you, guys. We do appreciate it. Now let's get into the charts. I'm going to start off with gold. This is how it's moving on the 5 minutes. I'm going to do my top down analysis, start on the daily, bring it to the hourly, and then finally on the 5 minutes. And then we'll also take a look at the Dow Jones. So you can see that Dow is still pushing. Like, there was the big 930 candle. You know, if you cut it in half, you figured out a point of control. You saw it was hovering and then just closed above it and continued to take off. So it's going to test the double top up here and maybe continue to drive. And remember, this is probably all-time high territory or very, very close to all-time high territory. So we will also analyze the Dow, okay? But let's get started with gold. And thanks everyone on Zoom for joining. I appreciate all of you guys. Samuel, good morning. Justin, welcome. Lady J, good morning. Thanks for joining. Mike, welcome. I'm well. I hope you are too. Samuel, when possible, I'd like to learn all possible regarding covered call writing. If it's on the website, I will review and apply. Samuel, we did the 5-day boot camp on stock and options. There's one day, I believe it's day 3. It's all about options. It will give you a good understanding of what are options. And then I will do private calls with the team and we'll get more into it explaining, or I'll set one up with you guys and you'll see how I do it or how we go about it, and I can answer all of your questions. Samuel, it's coming, okay? But I appreciate it. I'm so excited that you guys are excited to learn more about options trading as well, because I know how powerful it can be for your retirement, for your passive income portfolio. So believe me, I will get to it, okay? 100%, Samuel, no worries. Joseph, welcome. Thank you, bro. Yeah, you're not going to be able to get through all of the education. Good luck. If you do, I'll have a one-on-one with you. Just if you can go through it all, I'll have a one-on-one with you and you can just tell me all about it. But I know if you go through it all, you're going to have no life. So take your time with it, okay? Joseph, yeah, welcome, guys. Okay, Tony, thank you again. Welcome. Okay, let's get started, guys. If you're already in a trade on gold, you might be selling, you might be buying, you might be looking for a trade. Okay, that's like me right now. I'm neither in a buy, I'm nor in a sell. I'm looking to trade, but I'm not just going to trade blindly on these 5-minute candles. You guys know the drill. I'm going to do a top-down analysis. Okay, and also all of you guys on YouTube, I want to send a shout out to you guys. Thank you, all of you guys, for joining. I appreciate all of you guys, and hit the likes, and if you can subscribe to the channel, let's get started. Okay, daily. Gold, gold, gold. Wow, still in this range. Okay, we're stuck in a rut right over here where it's been black, blue, black, blue, black, blue, black, blue. So you can clearly see on the daily for the past 2 weeks in here, you know, like five daily bars is 1 week. So if we count over here, we got like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We're almost at 13 bars, almost 2.5, 3 weeks going into NFP on Friday. It's been coiled up, okay? So depending on what these job numbers are, you guys know if it goes bullish and kind of closes above here, we could take off up to there. If the NFP numbers are horrible. It's bad for the US dollar. We might see gold continue to maybe push up. And let's say the NFP numbers, non-farm payroll numbers are exceptional, really good. A lot of job openings in the US. That's great for the US dollar. Then we might see some selling pressure on gold coming into NFP. But you can see that the sellers are accumulating, buyers are accumulating. Sellers are accumulating, buyers, sellers, buyers, sellers, and buyers. It's just like if these were 5-minute candles, just like yesterday, our trade yesterday. We were in this, we took a sell, and then the sellers ended up accumulating more delta and pushed it down. They were offering more, and that's how we made our money. So you can look at the same as this on the daily as well. Or we could just continue to consolidate in the zone. And I don't know how long it will continue to last, but we do have a big news event on Friday. So probably this volume is going to escape this zone. It could be a fake out, right? So that's why we got to also watch how that daily bar closes after Friday. Going into the weekend, you got to be doing some analysis and then get ready to start next Monday, okay? So this is gold on the daily. There's the all-time high. That's when it dropped down there, and this is where we are. So you guys know normally when I do a top-down, I start from up there, but I don't want to waste too much time. I got about 2 hours on this call. My son's bus didn't come this morning. I don't know if the bus driver was drunk or I don't know what happened, but they didn't show up. No email, nothing. He was waiting there, and then he came back and said, the bus isn't here. Can you drive me to school? I'm like, okay, it's pre-market, but okay, I'll drive you to school. So I had to scalp in the car on the way there and drove him to school, and I have to pick him up because I don't know where the bus driver is. So I got at least till about just after 1 p.m. on today's call. Then I got to go pick up the little man. Okay, so you see what I did there? I just found the points of interest and a zone, okay? Throw an alert if you want to throw an alert in there. It's nowhere near that, but if it ever comes in there, you guys know the drill. It's red zone. If it closes above, it turns into a green zone and you do your thing. And we'll also watch for fake outs up there. Okay. Can I find one more zone down here? Yeah, you guys know the drill. It's the same points of interest on every single call. Someone's going to say, Ron, you do the same shit over and over and over every single day. I'm going to say, yes, I do. I do the same shit over and over and over and over. I just follow what the price action does. If the price action does the same shit over and over and over and over, my analysis is going to be the same shit over and over and over and over. I think someone was trying to look to see, why does this guy do the same thing over? What type of strategy is this? This is a silly strategy. He should be doing something different every single day. No, that's not the correct answer. The correct answer is my style of trading is very boring. It's very repetitive. It's easy. I can do it with one eye open. I can do it with smoking a joint. I can do it while drinking a beer. It's the same shit over and over and over. It's very routine. Someone says, okay, did this just start a couple years ago? Like ICT, it's been around a couple years, SMC, I've been doing this since I was 16 years old, okay? Same thing, I'm telling you guys. I've been coloring the charts with crayons on a piece of paper. Now I can color on the charts with a computer and a mouse and the technology that we have today. But back in the day, I had a piece of paper, some crayons, and I had to figure out the opening balance of Dow Jones. I had to figure out the high, mark it with a ruler and a pencil, and come back down and find the low and the close. And then I could figure out the next day, did we gap up, gap down, did it close above, all of those things. Someone's going to think I'm crazy, but yes, I am crazy. That's how trading was back in the day for all of you young kids out there in your 20s and 30s that don't know how us old men have been doing this. That's how it was, okay? Now, see, I got a zone, and look at this, guys. See that black bar there, okay? Look at when you just cut it in half. It's not a structural candle because it did not close below these bodies, but it's still a significant engulfing bar. And see when I just cut it in half? Look at the number. It's exactly 4,600 on the dot. And look at this day right here, Friday, May 29. It came up and look at its high is right there. So it got rejected. So we're still below 50% of that candle. There's a zone, body, body, wick, body, body, and a wick. So if you want to draw now a red box right there, you're more than welcome to, just like me. And what that's telling me is that the sellers from this red zone are lowering their offers to this zone. Okay, it's making a lower high. That's a lower high. You can have a point of interest if you like there and add an alert there. Okay, now we're in this zone. Okay, so we're trading below this red and above this green zone, and we are consolidating on the daily. Look how shitty it is. Well, remember when I boxed this in at the start of the call? This is what we're in right now. Okay, so if we want to trade inside here, we're welcome to trade inside here. You pick your time frame, whether you're a 4-hour trader. There's no swing option available. There's just accumulation. Maybe hourly traders offer, you can find hourly moves going up. You can find hourly moves going down. You can catch 100, 200, 300 pips easily. And for scalpers, you guys know the drill. This is pip and dip territory. Get your pips and dip out of the market. You know, this is a big range for everyone as a scalper or intraday trader to be hitting their daily goals. But for the bigger moves, it hasn't came yet, okay? And now let's just follow from how did yesterday's volume move to today? So yesterday we opened where? Okay, you guys should know your basics of your candlesticks already. Okay, there was a close and an open. It was initially bullish just for a brief moment, did not continue to fill Friday's wick. Sellers came in and they sold it down. Big black candle engulfed all of Friday's volume, continued to come down. When they found the support right here at these bodies, the buyers came in and brought it right back up. And there's our closing price. So there's our close and our open. 4480, 4485, whatever it is on your charts. But right there was our open, and it was initially bearish today. So gold open bearish. It was black, black, black. Did the sellers do their job today? The answer is no. They clocked in, but they didn't finish their job. They came down black, but they did not continue to finish off their job by filling the previous day's wick and continue to drop down. So the buyers stepped in at today's low, 4463, came in with a higher low, brought it right back up to the opening balance, 4484, and flipped the candle very bullish, where today gold was bullish, blue, 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 blue. And you see when it came up to the opening balance of the previous day's candle, remember when we were scalping, I told you how important also the opening balance is. And look at when the high, like I'll draw a purple line and you can see it's lower than the opening balance right there. And they continue to push it down. The offers are there. They're there offering to all of those buyers, offering. And this is where we're trading at right now, right back to 4,500, that psychological number, okay? So we have a mixed reaction with today's daily candle, which is going to close in less than 6 hours. It's like a bullish spin top with a little bit of bullish volume. Will it continue to come up this wick, or will the sellers have enough offers to continue come down to the opening balance and maybe flip the candle and then we turn into a bearish pin bar or a shooting star that could easily take out yesterday's low, and then we could be driving down these wicks down in here, okay? And we have lower highs from the top pushing down. Our red zone is intact. So if I had to say what's going on right now is I would follow this leg coming down here. It came back up, lower high, pushed for a newer lower low, came back up, and they're still pushing it down. However, if we're looking on a bigger time frame, this could be a really big double bottom that is still accumulating. There's the one bottom, big neckline. We're in the second bottom right here. It's already came up, and we're still in this accumulating phase where it could break out of there. Do NFP, okay? I think NFP is going to be the day that breaks things out, or the day before NFP when they're grabbing liquidity and things like that, okay? So that's later this week. Now, what I'm going to do is break the daily candle down to the hourly. Let's see how it moves each hour. Where was the big move? So I see this big black candle was Monday, 9 a.m., and then it came up 10 a.m., 11 a.m., remember the goal, we had to sell at that time, right? Took a while to happen, but then when it happened, it was really nice. It dropped 300, 400, 500 pips. And then look, if you now watch, it came back up. Did it close above that hourly candle? No, it came back down. Now it started to move up when? 2200 is 10 p.m. There's 11 p.m. last night. There's midnight was a closing hourly candle right above. So if I mark this hourly candle, the bearish right there, you know, the opening balance is important. See what I do? White line for the hourly opening balance. 50% was important, but I can see we're already above it right now. And you see this candle at midnight closed above. We continue to move up right there. 3 a.m. is London. That's when we hit our high. And then it came all the way back down. See that bearish candle? 8 a.m. closed below. So you see now how I'm drawing my hourly zones, white lines, 4,500, 45.17. You see right there, we had a body close, a bullish candle go up, come down and close right there. Then another ignited candle at 2 a.m. start there. See the 8 a.m. COMEX hourly candle close below. It came back up, then pushed down. So that's our hourly resistance above us, 45.17. Okay, we're right at our hourly support right now, 4,500. And if we continue push down, maybe we'll find some daily support at 4,484. If not, then we're coming down to the lowest point of the day. So right now in the hourly, okay, there was a move coming down, right? You can see it. Then it came back up, but you see it didn't come all the way up here. So there's a lower high at the highest point of the day. Now sellers are stepping in, pushing it down, but they haven't came all the way down to here, or down to here. It's holding right here. So are we going to see maybe a little bit of a bounce coming back up to this white line, or is it going to break this and we're going to continue to shoot down? Okay, so when I go now into the 5 minutes, you're going to see these two white lines now. Okay, and you know that those are hourly. Okay, so you see the 5 minute candles now? There's those hourly white lines. Okay, so these are the 5 minute candles. There's a nice, guys, this is a textbook like trade setup. Take a screenshot of this. Okay, look at that. Okay, take a screenshot of this real quickly. If everyone can take a screenshot, understand this, put this in your playbook. You guys know what a double bottom looks like. Okay. But look at the liquidity grab. That's the clue. Okay, the clue can come on the first leg or the second leg. Traditionally, it's on the second leg, but here it was on the first leg, right there. See where it came down, came down, and then it came right back up and closed, and then when it retested, it held. There's your W, and then there's your closing volume, and then there's your breakout. This is an A+ setup. Either this liquidity side will be on the first leg, but more traditionally, it's on the second leg, right over here. Okay, if you see this, you should be confident in taking a buy. And I'm not saying just go all in, but also you got the closing, you can wait for the closing candle to close above and pull back and give you your confirmations. And this can be opposite too on an M pattern, okay? If you have the M pattern with that liquidity grab, what I'm saying is if you see something like this, you know, your M pattern, right? And then there's that liquidity grab that they spike up here, where it's like a big blue candle coming through here, then they reject it down just like this, but it's opposite, okay? And then that's your signal to maybe continue a sell, okay? But guys, this, if you understand this and you wait patiently, you're gonna see these moves on any security throughout the day, and these are your money makers, okay? They're very easy to follow and very easy to understand. There's nothing complicated about that, okay? That's your most simple, basic trading pattern, okay? And I know if you're a beginner, it might look confusing, but if you just study price action and a double bottom and a liquidity grab, it will all make sense, okay? So right now, these 5 minute candles have been coming down. We found some 5 minute support right here in the middle of the zone between the hourly and the daily, right there at 44.92.93. And now the 5 minute candles are just consolidating right here, okay? So we could continue to push up and maybe revisit the hourly resistance, and then it could push down. It could get up there, close above, and we use the hourly resistance as support to take us back up there, right? That could happen. Or we could maybe find a neckline right here, and then we're getting ready for maybe the next leg to push back down to test down in here or down in here, okay? So right now, the market is, on the 5 minutes, is just consolidating in here. If we look at the 15 minute, the 15 minute came down, 10.15, open bullish ignited, 10.30 came right back up, and the 15 minute candles are just consolidating in this range as well, okay? Which has some potential to continue to push out. But if we buy, we're trading against this trend, because you can see there's a rejection there, lower high rejection, lower high rejection, lower high rejection, lower lows. It came back up, that's still a lower high, and we could, you know, it could continue to push down. However, there is some buying momentum that is building, but it's you know, it's not strong yet, okay? Started off with this leg, but then just fizzled away. So we add some indicators on our chart, 9 EMA. We're right at the 9 EMA, this green line. 200 EMA is right above it. So, you know, it could break out, get up to that 200 EMA and get rejected again. And then we'll add our SST daily bar and we'll keep it on the 1 hour. Okay, you can see the 1 hour candle is 24 minutes in, and it's a really thin hourly candle. Okay, did everyone understand the analysis? Yes, Samuel, all good? Okay. Guys on YouTube, was the analysis clear? Understandable? No, you didn't understand it? Okay, I'll try better next time. Pay attention to when I do Dow Jones and maybe you'll learn something, but if that analysis you didn't understand it, I don't know. I went pretty slow. I explained everything from the daily to the hourly to the 5 minutes. I know it might be daunting and it's a lot to take in, but it's pretty simple when you understand what I just did. Nothing complicated. If you didn't understand, then I think you're making it more complicated than it should be. Because this is pretty basic shit. Like, it's not over the top. I didn't use any big institutional words. I didn't do anything crazy. Okay, so while gold's consolidating here, guys, let's not waste time. Let's do Dow Jones quickly. Okay, so we know that Dow took off at market open. We know that Goldman Sachs broke a new all-time high. We know that Goldman Sachs is weighted 13% of this entire index. So it's very strong. Let's start on the daily. Okay, look at the daily. Okay, so it's very bullish. It's trending up, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and continuing to go. Do we have a zone of interest right there? We got some bodies right over here. Okay, yellow daily. There's 3 wicks above, so I saw where it got previously rejected at 3 times at that previous all-time high. I can drag it down to the bodies. I go red across my chart into the future, and I can see now we got blue volume closing above and we've retested it. So this zone for Dow Jones is now blue. Yellow line, 50,300. I can add an alert. If it pulls back, I might be interested in buying. Right now it's moving away from it with higher lows. Where are we going now? Do I have to dissect all this down here? No, I'm not going to waste my time because we're all the way up here. If you want to do this, it's very easy. You got a pivot point right there. You can have a yellow line. You got a pivot point right there. You can have a yellow line. You can have a zone right there. Very easy. I can see the zone right there. See what I mean? And Ron didn't even smoke some weed today. And look at how he's going. Look at this. Beautiful. Okay. That was irrelevant. I didn't need to do that. But if you want to continue to go down there, you can go down as deep in the depth of market as you want. Now what we got to focus on is this. This was manipulation. Monday we came up and closed right there. And then Tuesday opened bearish. So that's a point of interest. Yellow line. Right there. And we're still above it. So 51,100 is still support. Cat is on our run as well. Caterpillar. Yep. They're big. Construction could be starting soon. You know, if they drop interest rates, construction, plus Caterpillar is getting into AI as well. So anything attached with AI is bullish right now. Like if I add AI on Stock Sniper Trading, SST AI, I guarantee you we'll get some more viewership. We'll get some more subs just by using that word AI. Everyone loves that word. But that's apparently the markets love it as well. Okay. It could be like the .com. In the early 2000s, all companies were just adding .com and then that bubble burst. Okay. AI, some companies are adding AI. You know, everyone's waiting for that AI bubble to burst as well. There's heavy short sellers, hedge funds betting against it, and they're getting crippled right now because it hasn't blown up yet. It's just continued to squeeze. And they continue to make new partnerships and new technology. So it's very difficult to short AI or tech right now, even though we are in a bubble. Like, we have to admit, we are in a bubble, but it's not ready to burst yet. Okay. So just continuing. This has to be an all-time high. Okay. 51,000. Is it? How do we know? We look back on the daily, weekly, monthly. You look back. Okay. So for all-time high, I use orange, represent Donald Trump's clown face. And there it is, orange. Now I see. Let's follow yesterday's. Look at yesterday's volume, how shitty it was. It was a spin top candle. Gapped up. It was bearish, 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 where it came up, back to the opening price. Candle flipped where we came and made the all-time high yesterday. Then it got rejected and we closed right there with a little bit of blue volume. So this is a spin top, bullish spin top. I would say 55, 45 bullish or 60, 40, whatever you want to call it. Now, where did we open? We opened right here. What's the number? 51,050. It was bearish, bearish, bearish. Let's mark the lowest point of the day with a purple line. So I can still see the lowest point of the day is still higher than everything else, higher than yesterday, higher than the day before, higher than this coming out of the green box. So it's still bullish, coming right back up. And has today's daily candle done its job? It came back to an opening balance and it's trying. Its job is to continue to backfill yesterday's wick, get up to that all-time high and break for a new all-time high. Now, I'm just going to get rid of this yellow line because it's too close to the opening balance right there. So I'm just going to get rid of it and I'm going to go more with, put more emphasis on the opening balance. Okay. And can we just mark today's highest point so far? It's right there. So we're about 50 points off of the all-time high. So there is a lower high today getting offered and getting rejected, but we still have big volume that could continue to fill that wick and try to break for that all-time high. And you guys know if we break a new all-time high, go in 100 pip increments, 330, I would go to 400 would be the next one. This is all price discovery zone. So 400, draw a yellow line. 500, take that one serious. 51,500, that's a bigger psychological number. Those numbers that are the half points, 500, 1,000, 2,500, you know, those bigger numbers, not just 100 points. Place more emphasis on those, okay? So let's just quickly dissect today's daily candle on the hourly. Okay, where did all of this volume come from? So you see it came down on Monday, came down, came back up. We had a neckline right there, right around 50% of that structural candle that closed below that daily point of interest, came back in, sellers were there, they pushed it down. We've got a double bottom right here. Look at how many wicks you have on the hourly. You can even go back right there, draw a green zone, stretch it into the future, wick, 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 stretch it into the future, right there still holding, stretch it into the future today, 9 a.m. still held. It's a triple bottom, okay? Remember, triple bottoms are better than double bottoms. Quad bottoms are better than double bottoms. You know, the more bottoms we have, the better it is. There's a bottom, came back up. Another bottom, came back up but not breaking. Then the third bottom, then that's the one that really broke out, okay? So you see how much demand there was at this level for US30 on the hourly. These are not 5-minute candles. So there was a lot of buying momentum Monday at 10, 11, noon. There was a lot of buying momentum at 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. last night. There was a lot of buying momentum today at 8 and 9 when Wall Street market opened up. So can we stretch that green zone into the future in case it ever comes back down? Maybe we can be buying down there again. But if the sellers can close it below there, that block will turn red, then that could give the selling pressure to walk down there, okay? It's not there yet, still strong, okay? So can we figure 9 a.m. was really bullish impulse breakout all the way up there, didn't break for the all-time high, almost, then it got rejected. Open bearish the next hour, still held above 50% of the volume, came back up. Did it do its job at 10 a.m.? It came back up, came back up. It still did not do its job to fill that wick, so it's still closed. See the yellow line at 51,050? It's cut the blue candle in half. That's what I'm saying. Add an alert here. If it pulls back, I could be entertaining a buy at 51,050. If it can't hold, I might sell back down to the opening of this hourly candle, maybe back down to here. Now, this is a firecracker that's popping. See how it closed 99% right near the high of this wick? It just opened this hour, brief, tiny pullback, came back up, popped the wick, and now it's driving. It's done its job on the hourly. It's got above this wick, and it's made the highest point of the day. That's the all-time high right there. That's how far away we are from it, not far. And it got rejected. But you see from the purple line now, there's a body and a body and a body. So I'm just gonna draw a red zone right at those three bodies because for 3 hours, there was an evening star pattern there. You guys know what an evening star pattern is. It's a bullish candle. It's a candle that's looks like this, like an indecision candle. That's a shooting star, and then the next candle is a bearish engulfing candle. So that's like a evening star. So if I stretch it in the future, the wick and our wick right now is still getting rejected right there, just a few points away from the all-time high. So this is where it could be a second top coming up, one top. All this triple bottom bullshit is the supporting neckline. Then it came right back in there. So this is where we should see some selling pressure trying at the second top to push Dow Jones down, but it's very strong. So we could continue to squeeze short sellers and get a new all-time high, okay? So when we go to the lower time frames, let's see what's going on here. Just mark up this as well on the hourly, the 10 a.m. and the 11 a.m. close. Put a white line there, just so you know where your hourly support is if it does come down. 51,150, 155, white line, okay? Now let's go to the 5 minutes. So it was all basically the first 5 minutes of Wall Street, big bullish candle that took us up. Then it retraced almost all the way down, consolidated, and continued to go back up. So now, like when you look on RSI, this is bearish divergence, right? And I'm not a big indicators kind of guy, but you see how it made right there. From this high to that high is a higher high at the daily high, right below the all-time high. And look at the same slope on your RSI. That big peak there was overbought. And now look at how the strength is decreasing while the price went up. So this is bearish divergence. This is like a signal to sell, right? But it could get us trapped because if we sell, it could continue to bust through here, all-time high, and squeeze. So we have to be very careful when we're thinking of selling because we're counter trading a move. But it could develop where it wants to sell right now. But right now, if we're just watching it, okay, it was big blue candle, black, came back in. That's what just created our high, and we're pushing down. So what I like to see at least is, can the black candles close maybe at least below that bullish body and maybe bounce at the hourly, come back up, then they shoot it down. But let's just see what happens here, okay? If you're entertaining a sell, go very small. This is like feeler trade territory, feeler sell, because if you go into a small sell and then it maybe just that's not the move you're looking for. You're probably looking for something like this. But if it just comes down there or there, picks up buyers and then goes, and maybe you have a stop loss, it's a minimal loss. And then you can just close the trade and regroup and maybe continue buying. But you guys know the drill when you're counter trading. You have to be very careful. If not, if you don't feel comfortable selling, let's wait for it to come down maybe to the yellow line or this white line, and maybe we'll buy a pullback. We'll buy a pullback. If it can come down to the green zone, we'll buy a pullback. You don't necessarily have to short it down if you don't feel comfortable, okay? So let's just go back to gold. Gold is starting to impulsively break out now, okay? So this is an impulse candle for all of those traders that don't understand what an impulse candle is. Why? Because I'm on a 5-minute candle. It takes 5 minutes for this candle to close, and there's still 3.5 minutes to go. So I cannot confirm the volume until 3.5 minutes until this candle closes, okay? So for you guys, if you feel comfortable taking an impulse trade, now look back at it. Why are you taking an impulse trade? It could, you got a wick there, a wick there, a wick there, wick there, wick there, support coming back up and could break out. So I know some traders love taking impulse trades, but impulse trade could just go up blue, and then it's got still a couple minutes left, and then have a wick getting rejected and maybe close back inside here, and you're in that impulse buy, and then all of a sudden it's coming down in here, okay? That's the gamble you take with impulse trading. Unless you have conviction, everything is lining up, and you feel confident that it's ready to explode and go, then you can take your impulse. But right there, impulse. Now what I look for is whether I'm in the trade or not, did it continue to fill that previous wick? It did. So this impulse candle did do its job technically to continue to fill that wick and create a new higher high. However, it encounters some offers and that impulse move is getting rejected back down. Okay, so now you see there's 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So will it come back up with the volume, back up the wick and close above, or will we lose all this blue volume and then the candle flips back down black? And then you'll see a clear example of what an impulse move is. Okay, so I'm waiting for this bar to close. Dow Jones is right in here as well. Is anybody in a trade on gold? Is anyone buying right now? Is someone testing out sells? Is someone still holding a sell, or sidelines, just waiting, observing, speculating? Holding sells, CC, Mike, sidelines, Krina, nothing. Newt, sells from SST signal, want to exit. Sells from SST signal. Gold from 4504 or 4520. 4504. Right here, like right around here. Okay, so you see now 1 minute left. See how that was an impulse fake out, and then now it's a black candle shooting star coming down. Okay, so that's why, guys, sometimes it's not the best to take impulse trades, right? Because now technically you're in drawdown unless the candle comes back up and closes above. So it's better to wait just for confirmation. Yes, you might miss out on an impulse trade, but when you're trading with probabilities, it's best to wait for it to close. Then at least you can make some sort of confirmation. We can say when it closes, it went this high and it closed down here, or it impulsively went up here and closed up here, right? At least we can make more concrete observations instead of just kind of guessing or just going with the flow or with the feeling. Because see now, those buyers that bought, look at how the market now faked them out and moving away from them. Okay, and that's a big shooting star. So I would mark up 50%. I know it's not a structural candle. Okay, it did not close below all of this structure. However, there is some bearish volume. So if it comes back up blue, I just want to see, will it continue to get rejected at 50% of that volume or the opening balance? So sellers are in control. So you see how that faked out the buyers up there. Okay. That's why I was saying, wait it out. It was looking beautiful when it was bullish, but now look at, now we could get our first black bar closing below here because we had a wick impulse, wick impulse, wick impulse, wick impulse. So this could be another black candle that comes down, gets a wick going back up, and then we're still in this range, and then it's frustrating buyers and sellers, right? Or this could be our first black candle that closes below here and could start that next leg selling down. So Newt, if you're in at, are you in at 4504, that signal? Or you higher, where you at? Yeah, okay. Okay, so you're okay. Nothing, I'll help you with the trade. Okay, so your entry is 4504 right here. Okay, so that's a good fake out for you, right? Now we just need closing volume, Newt, and then I think we can really redistribute it down. Yeah. No, you didn't. Yeah, maybe you entered too early. You entered inside here. Yeah, in the consolidation. It happens. It happens, bro. But don't be so hard on yourself right now. Okay? Let's just follow the volume. You're in the money right now. Okay, let's follow this together. So what we need, Newt, is you got it, the new lower low, okay, where the sellers have done their job. They brought it below those wicks. Now we just need the closing volume to continue with 3 minutes to go and follow down. What we don't want to see is like a rejection like this and it comes back up blue, then it's going to come back up. And this is just the range we're in, where it's blue, black, blue, black, blue, black. This was the same shit we went through yesterday, right? The same exact stuff. If we look on the 15-minute, can I explain the 15-minute? Yeah, 15-minute was just consolidating here, faked out there. And now with this 15-minute candle, which is going to close in less than 3 minutes, if we close with 15-minute black volume below here, maybe our next momentum will be bearish coming down. We flipped our hourly candle, and our hourly candle still has 18 minutes to go. So we could go turn bearish for the remaining of the next hour, for the next 20 minutes. So with the Discord, we got the sell at 4504. Okay, so it already pushed down, retraced right back up, and maybe we can go back down with it. But we got to watch the closing volume. See that how it came down, but we still got to look at the sell side. Did they continue to make a lower low and fill those wicks? They did. Okay, so we got to give it to them, and then it came back up with the buyers buying the dip. That's why we got to watch where it closes next 2 minutes. And then new, if it's kind of flipping back up bullish and gets back up here, then maybe it's got a probability that it could continue to go bullish. And then maybe you might want to think about cutting it, or let's just see what happens in here. That's not too big of like when we are talking liquidity, grabbing liquidity, we want to see a big candle come up there and drive and then get rejected. That one just broke above that high. It grabbed some liquidity, but it's not like a stop hunt or anything serious, right? Same with this one that came down here. It came down, but it didn't really liquidate down, go through all those orders. Okay, so we're still just stuck in the range. You know, it's still inside here. It came down, it was looking nice, but again, we got to follow the bearish candle, how it closes as well. Just like the bullish one, when it opened impulse, then it closed down here. This one was black, 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 came back up, but we got to follow the close. So now, Newt, we're going into the last 30 seconds, just like the basketball game, like the Knicks and Spurs coming up. The 24-second shot clock is right now. Who's going to close it out with the momentum? Who you guys got? Who's going to win, Spurs or Knicks? NBA Finals. I don't think anyone can stop Wemby right now. That guy's a freak. In the next PC, oh shit. What? How are they gonna? Oh, you guys are Knicks, man. What? Who's gonna guard Wemby? Lakers. You're bugging out. LeBron James is done. Carl Anthony. I think he's too zesty. I don't know if he can hold that man down. Okay, so look, it came down and closed right there. We didn't get the candle, the black candle closed below our hourly point of interest, but still they pushed it down and closed with some black volume. So we're still, if I just come down, Newt, to 50% of that black candle. So see where it turned up blue and got rejected? We're still, you know, sellers are still here. They're here. The 15-minute candle would have been nice if we got it to close below there. So this is a new 15-minute candle also opening. Maybe now there will be a black candle that liquidates through here, okay? So we got to wait for this one too. If we take a sell right now, again, we're trading on impulse, and then it could reverse right back up on us. So we're still in the zone. We're still inside here. Let's continue to watch this, okay? And I know some of you guys are in buys. I know some of you guys are in sells, right? It's just like yesterday. It's exact yesterday's volume. Okay, so you see that blue candle is still at that hourly support, this 4500, 4501, 4502. It's still holding as support. Like, even if I make like a green zone here, I just want to make it clear to everybody. This is what the sellers on the lower time frame need to break. Okay, because right now there's still short-term support here, still holding. And it's an hourly point of interest. Remember, if I go to the hourly, you guys know where that white line is. It's right here at those bodies, okay? Okay, so you see, found the support coming right back up, okay? So if this now, because you remember the previous candle did create that high, that impulse did create that high. So if we get now this candle following up and closing above, then we could momentarily move bullish through here, okay? Because it's still holding. Stefan, you closed the position. You got 20 pips. Hey, it's all good. Pip and dip. I see. I'm not going to knock you. There's other people that will knock you for 20, 30, 40, 50 pips. That's, in my opinion, that's a good scalp if you went in and out. I I'm no stranger to 20, 30, 40, 50 pips scalping myself. Even one candle, but it's hard for me to do it on these type of calls because I know that you guys have different spreads, slippages. Sometimes there's a 20-second delay on YouTube. So I try to just look for a bigger move. However, I do love scalping. You guys kind of turned me off of it because Dave and I first started YouTube, for the first 2 years, we were scalping 1 minute on every single security, every single session. We had a blast. But I think with these prop firms, times have changed and people don't understand risk management or leverage, and it gets too crazy. So I don't like those headaches. I'll continue to scalp 1 minute candles privately unless we put like a disclaimer and everyone understands what we're doing. We have to be on the same page. Okay, so this candle is now closing in 15 seconds and we're 10 minutes away from a new hour. Even if we look at our 1 hour, our 1 hour doesn't look good, okay? So we don't have a solid 1 hour candle. So maybe we have to avoid looking to take a trade for the next 10 minutes till we get a new hourly candle. So that bullish candle came all the way back up to there and then got rejected. But now you see this red line. If I'm just going with candle by candle, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt that the buyers have a little bit of volume. So you see, I just raised that red line to about 50% of the blue candle. So now I'd like to see if there's a wick there in support. If this black candle comes down, then closes below here, then we could continue to move to the downside. But you see, we're still just stuck in this range. Like, I know it sucks. Some of you guys are in buys, some of you guys are in sells. This is not my first day trading. I understand how it is. Everyone is getting frustrated here. Buyers are getting frustrated, as are sellers as well. Okay, but that's what the market loves. The market loves when both sides get frustrated because the market is just accumulating in here. You guys are smart. It's not going to stay in here all day. Like eventually, if the buyers accumulate more, there's some type of news that causes it to go bullish. We will break out here, potentially close, retest this, and we drive up to the 45.17, that hourly resistance. If the sellers who are accumulating here as well can eventually close it below there, maybe we'll make this a red zone. It pulls back, and then we're shooting back down to test this support, or maybe even drop down there. Okay, I will say that as a fact. I can guarantee that gold is not going to trade in here all day. It's going to make either one of these moves. But also there could be a fake out as well, what we got to watch for. So even if it is making the move up, it could get faked out and do something like that. So, that's what we also have to watch for. It's not easy to trade this range, but if you can remain patient inside here, I'm telling you, you're improving your trading dramatically. Because I know traders that are hedge trading in here. They're in buys and then they're in sells, and they still have both trades open where they're holding their buys, then they're holding their sells, and the market is just going sideways on them and they don't know what they're doing. Okay, that's the worst type of trading. So pick one side, in my opinion, and go with that side. Then you'll stay more focused as to what's going on. So when I see that blue candle come up, I still see a lower high, lower high, lower high, and I still see black volume. So we're barcoding black, blue, black. But now it's coming down, okay? So if they can close it down now, they're trapping more buyers here, they trap buyers there, and they're trapping buyers here. Then we have maybe a leg that's going to sell down. And then, Newt, I hope then you get paid. But we got to get closing black volume. That's the most important thing. Okay, we got to get a bearish engulfed candle closing below the structure so we can make this zone red and then we can diverge away from it, from the buyers. Because right now we're just in this range where it's both buyers and sellers. It's like a lunchtime pause in the market where it's just kind of, you can look at it like bots are just trading, where it's just going up and down, 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 up and down until Wall Street comes back from lunch, and then they'll redistribute the volume. Stefano, sorry, you wanted to ask us something? You feel safe trading with us because we have our Telegram and because you are here every day. Yes, SST is here every single day. We're here, win, losing, rainy days, snowy days. It doesn't matter. We're here with you guys, okay? We do this day in and day out. Not just myself, but Dave is here with you. The entire Discord snipers are here with you guys. We've been doing this for 6 years now, every single day, okay? If we weren't good, we wouldn't be here. You guys would tell us we're shitty traders. We wouldn't get subscribers. We wouldn't be here. Believe me, you guys are ruthless, but we're here. We're resilient. We're traders. We know what it's like. I've lost a lot of money in my day and I've won a lot of money in my day. I've been through the ups and downs of trading. I've also contemplating quitting trading back in the day myself. But I figured out, guys, you got to go back and learn. Okay, if you're having a losing streak and you just can't put the shit together, you got to take a step back from trading. I know how silly that sounds. Someone's going to say, well, Ron, how do I take a step back from trading? How am I? Take a step back from live trading. Stop depositing money in the market. Stop buying prop firms. Stop doing all that when you don't have the right psychology, when you have no idea about how to do a top-down analysis, when you don't understand price action. Those are the things that you need to learn. You need to learn what's going on in the market right now. I know some of you guys are over leveraged, adding buys, adding sells, complaining that the market is not doing this, not doing that. The market is going to do what it wants to do. You're the one that has the choice to trade this shit or not. You're the one that has the choice of how much risk you want to put on this or not. That's your choice. That's what you got to learn as a trader. That's where the discipline comes in. I can't teach you discipline. You got to learn it yourself, okay? How can I teach you discipline? I had to learn it myself. No one taught me discipline. No one taught me patience. How do you teach someone in life patience? Doesn't have to be about trading, about anything in life. How, if anyone has more experience than me or more knowledge on this, how do you teach a human being patience? How? Like just by telling them you got to be patient? It goes in one ear and out their other ear, right? People learn from failure. That's how you're going to learn. Some traders who fail, or anyone that fails in life, if you get back up stronger the next day and force yourself, you're going to be successful. If you fail, everyone fails in life, but there's failures that just then cry and be sad and don't do anything about it. Then they're probably going to be a failure for the rest of their life and not have any motivation to do anything. There's other people who are determined. After they fail, they get back up and they come back 2 times stronger. Look at all of the CEOs of big Fortune companies. A lot of them have 0 high school. A lot of them are failures. A lot of them have very minimal education, and they're CEOs of multi-billion, trillion-dollar companies. And, you know, that can give you some sort of inspiration as well. Okay, you don't have to come from a top education school. You don't have to come from a wealthy family. You can come from the lowest of lows. And we've got guys in our group who were homeless. I'm telling you guys the honest truth. There's some traders in our group who were homeless, and now they are doing really well in life. I'm not saying that life is great right now, but they're not homeless. Okay, so that's a big, big step up. And we're very, very proud of them. You know, that's one step in life that can get them where they want to go. Trading is the most hardest thing you're ever going to learn in life, because I don't think there's anything that can really test your emotions on a daily basis. Every 5 minutes, emotions are high, emotions are low. You're getting worried that you're going to get stopped out. Then you're getting excited you're back in profit. It's just an emotional roller coaster. If you're at your day job and you just do your day job every single day and you get paid, you know that there's a paycheck at the end of the day, and you know your job, and it doesn't have emotions or stress or anxiety, that's a great job. Trading is not that. Trading is stressful. Trading causes anxiety. Trading causes you to get frustrated. Trading causes you to second guess yourself. Trading causes you to see all types of candles. Again, now we're moving into noon. Stay with me, bro. Look at, now we're moving into we're moving into noon, and we got lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Black volume is still here, but let's get the closure we're looking for. And then volatility is going to open up in 1 minute and 30 seconds. Get ready. How do I know this? Because I know a new hourly candle is going to open in the next 90 seconds. It's not rocket science. It's just a new hourly candle is coming in. New hourly candles are higher momentum than a 5-minute candle. So there's going to be some sort of volatility. This could be where they redistribute or fake a market out. Okay. So right now it's leaning towards sell side. But we need that closure. My goodness. Guys, hit the likes. Subscribe to the channel if you're learning something, not just about candlesticks. If we're helping you with your psychology in trading, if we're helping you with your mindset, if we're just helping you think positive, just doesn't always have to be about, are we buying, are we selling, are we buying, are we selling? We can share experiences with you guys. I know what you guys are going through as traders, okay? Because I've gone through every single emotion you can imagine. I've gone through everything that you guys have gone through 10 times more. And I come here every single day with you guys to help you guys become better traders. I'm not here to show off or showcase what I'm here to help you guys, okay? We're here every day on YouTube with you guys. I know that you guys can be good traders, but you got to understand it's a long game, okay? You're not going to make a lot of money fast. Okay. If you do, it's gambling, right? And there are some traders that do it. Trading is a slow and steady race. You want to do this for the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years. You want to do this the rest of your life. Okay. You don't have to go full time at this. 99% of traders all have full-time jobs. They got families and they trade on the side. That's the best way to do it. As a retail trader, continue to do your day job, pay your bills, and then let the trading accumulate passive income and maybe grow capital and have supplemental income for you, okay? Don't just go quitting your job and doing something stupid or quitting school just to trade, because it takes some people 5, 10 years before they even make their first dollar in the market. So I'm against that, okay? If your gurus are telling you quit school, quit your job and go full-time and live on an island and drive a Ferrari, they're full of shit, okay? I'm telling you, your unk knows. Go stay at work, okay? If you work 9 to 5, you can trade Tokyo or you can trade London. If you work afternoon shift, you can trade New York. If you got kids and you're married, I got kids and I'm married too. There's no excuses. If you're tired, I'm tired too. I sleep 3 hours, 4 hours a night maximum for the past 25 years of my life. I don't think I've slept 6 hours in one night in my entire life. Ask my wife and kids. They'll tell you. Ask Dave. So don't make excuses. I can't stand people that make excuses, because if I sit here all day and make excuses, you guys are going to get sick and tired of me too, okay? You got to just make shit happen. We know you're struggling as traders, okay? I know it's not easy to do this, okay? But now what we got to watch for is this going to be our first black candle starting at noon, closing below this level, okay? And we are pushing down. So sell side so far is winning. Is it confirmed? Not yet. Is it healthy to sleep only 3 hours? No, it's not healthy, but I don't recommend that for nobody. Like, I've been doing it, like I told you guys. I slept 3-4 hours while I was in university. I slept 3-4 hours while we had kids. I slept 3-4 hours while I was trading every single day, multiple sessions. I've just trained myself like that. So no, it's not healthy. That's why I smoke a lot of weed. Because when I sleep like a baby for those 3-4 hours. There's no interruptions. No, you guys should be sleeping, learn from my mistakes, minimum 6, 7, 8 hours a night. But some people have no choice. They got to make things happen. My dad slept 3 hours his entire life. He worked three jobs for myself and my sisters. You know what I mean? So it's not that I want to, it's just in my blood. I come from a hard-working family, from my parents, from my mom and my dad. When they came to Canada as immigrants, they were young, 19, 20 years old. They didn't know a word of English. You know the story, the suitcase and $20. Don't know the culture here, don't know anybody here. Work as janitors, 16 hours a day, you know, for us. So I got to work hard for my kids and for you guys and everybody. I got to set an example. I can't like just be lazy now. No way. And disrespect my parents like that. My dad would kick my ass. He's 80 years old and he'll kick the shit out of me. Don't mess with an old Albanian man. They're old school. So you see, when I'm giving you guys tough love, believe me, it's not even a fraction of what I went through. Sherry, nice to have you on the call. Sherry, I got your message to give you a heads up when I'm trading or some stocks. Absolutely. I just saw your message. I don't go on the Discord messages so much, but I did see it. Anytime I'm looking to trade any stocks, I'll give you a heads up. I was looking at quantum computing for the last month. Okay, so let's see, guys. Now we're pushing down, new lower low, lower highs. Will the black volume close below? Okay, just because if the black volume closes below, that doesn't mean 100% it's going to sell down. But maybe we'll walk down with the volume, okay? And then if it comes back up, you guys know that it could be lower highs, like right around here. Hourly candle, okay, it's bearish now, but it just opened, but it did create a lower high and lower low. 15-minute candle, okay, this could be the first 15-minute candle that closes below. If you're a 15-minute trader, maybe you got to wait 10 more minutes for your confirmation of your 15-minute. Okay, so did it close below that zone? Yes. So see what I'm doing? I'm flipping the green zone to red to illustrate if it comes in here, could be selling pressure. So it's already retested. I'm just going to check quickly my spread here, 0.5. I like that spread. Okay, so it's already retested and could fill that wick and continue to drop, okay? Okay, I'm going to go in a sell. I've got my confirmations. It closed with volume. It has retested. Okay, so now I got to just adjust my stop loss. I could be all the way above this previous high wick if you want to keep your stop loss at 4508. I could lower it. You know, I'm going to do a conservative stop loss. Okay, look at where my stop loss is. Just above this candle at 4504. Okay, I'm just going to do it above our signal at 4505. Okay, right there. Even to me, that's a little high. But to the reward, I'm looking to come back down. So you see this blue candle, okay? Have we revisited the 50% of this blue candle right there? 4497? We have not, okay? So first area that we got to test is that red line. Okay, that wouldn't be a good reward. So, but we have to test that. That could be to lower risk. But that's the first area sellers need to come back and test is 50% of that bullish candle. If we can break that, then we're going to come maybe down to the opening. That's where that ignited candle started, 4495. Okay, so these are all just scalp points. And then if we get the full move, could be to come back down to the bottom where everything started down there. Okay. So we're pushing down. Okay. We've cleared the zone. We got closing down at noon and we're pushing. Okay. So let's just measure from where I got in to the first. That could be about 25 pips right there. That could be to reduce risk. But if we get down to where the bullish ignited candle started right there at 1030, that would be about 50 pips. Okay. That's when we can, you know, trim, reduce risk or continue to hold. But let's follow the volume. Okay. We have 2.5 minutes because you guys know it could catch a wick and return right back up. And it's had 0 drawdown. So, you know, for my scalpers out there, if you like 20 pips, that's like a 20 pip scalp in and out, right? We were talking earlier about the 1 minute. See that? Nasty. Holy fuck. See, as soon as I came on the 1 minute, holy shit. Okay, volatility now. So if we can keep this volatility down, now we're really testing this zone. But did you see that? How it just spiked up in 1 minute right here. Okay, that was at 12:07. As soon as it was coming down there, that candle just popped up blue and just came right in there. Okay, that was uncontrolled volatility. Okay, so that's why I have a stop loss above there, for instances like that. Now we're testing our red zone. We're testing to see if there's hourly sellers here to absorb that big blue candle and then continue to move down. If we can move down on that big blue candle, we've sucked in those buyers and then we're going to diverge away. Then we could get TP down here or here. But you see now, here's the big fight. Now the volatility is in the market right now. Okay, and it's happening all at 4,500, the psychological level. That 1 minute candle was very unexpected. Just came down there and just boom, just blew right back up there. These are 1 minute candles. So can we come back down black, close near 50%, get one more black candle to engulf it back down? Or are we going to trade blue up here? So we got our black candle. Now can we continue to flush that and trap those buyers? Because then we can diverge the market away from them and start to come down into here. But there's a lot of buying interest sitting here just below 4,500 at 4,498. There's a lot of buyers down there. That triggered a large order. Okay, our 5 minute candle is closing now in 30 seconds. It's like a spin top with a little bit of bearish volume. I don't like this type of volatility. I honestly don't like this. What caused that? Sometimes there could be news. Or just grabbed a large order down there. Okay, so we closed back in that red zone, right at the hourly white line. Okay, so opened, ignited, bearish. So can we push down with that ignited open to continue to push down? So what we need now is black volume to close below this blue body. Okay, and then to continue to fill down that wick. Because right now we got buyers interested that will bring this right back up, and then we're still stuck in this range. My stop loss is just up here. I'm not risking a lot on this trade, okay, because I don't want it to get above here and start to break out bullish. Nasty, nasty volume, okay? There's nothing that I can do about that big spike. Just it triggered an order. What we got to do is continue to follow what's happening. So we opened bearish ignited on this 5 minute candle. Can it continue to come down? We're barcoding black, blue, black. We got to get this black candle to minimum close below the body to engulf to continue to push down. But as we're coming down right to the opening balance where it closed, there's support now to bring this candle back up. So sometimes if this flips up blue, it could fill those wicks and then cause drawdown. So sometimes when you see this happening, maybe you don't want to sit with your stop loss all the way up here and you don't like the trade, you can close it out early and not give the market as many pips away, okay? That's one thing that you're going to have to make an executive decision when you are trading. If it's not meeting your criteria, you don't necessarily have to hold wherever your stop loss is. Okay, some of you guys have maybe stops above here. Mine is just right here, just above our signal to sell. Yeah, we're at 4,500. It's a round psychological number. There's a lot of orders pending in here, right? The market is taking them all out, right? But that if we can move away from that big blue candle, I can tell you guys, then we'll probably be revisiting back down to 44.90. And then this could be the bigger sell because it trapped those buyers. You guys saw it on that 1 minute. As soon as I flipped to the 1 minute, it was that candle right there. So we got to continue to get this down. But look at the 1 minutes from that candle, higher lows and higher lows. So it is building a little bit of support. We got to really flush with this 5 minute candle. And it's got 2.5 minutes to go. So half of the candle is exhausted. Can we continue to get this pushing down? Our 15-minute candle is closing in 2.5 minutes. So can we get some 15-minute pressure to maybe close below that 15-minute low wick right there? Exactly below 4,500. Man. Shitty volume. It's mid-afternoon. Not the greatest time to be trading gold, but hopefully this works out for us. So can this black candle do its job, continue to fill that wick and drive for a new lower low? But minimum, can we close below that blue candle, right? I want to cut it in half and I want to make that support to resistance if it does come back up blue. This is a good candle. We got some black volume. We have an answer to that big blue candle, but it hasn't closed, right? We still have 90 seconds to go, so anything can happen here. If you're thinking of taking a sell now, I would wait one more minute until that 15-minute candle closes. You might get more information from it when it closes, as opposed to just jumping in right now. One more minute to go on this candle, okay? So the sellers are still here at the red zone. We're below the 9 EMA. We're below the hourly resistance, okay? So it's still pushing down. That's good. But we got to get now that nice volume so I can cut it in half at least. And we move away from those buyers, move away from that blue body. "30 seconds going to the close." So it's that 24-second shot clock. Let's watch. Who has the momentum going into the close? The Knicks or the Spurs? Who's going to close this candle out? And if it closes near the low, remember, judge the size of the wick. We might get an ignited bearish candle, continue push down. Okay, so we got it closed right near the low. Cut it in half, okay? Halfway point is probably like my entry right there. So I'm just gonna go to my entry. If it comes up blue, 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 we want to stay below my entry and continue push down. So we have no wick, so we could pop. If we break this, now we're testing that 50% of that blue candle. This is the first time, and you guys know it could turn right back up. But if we can push through this, then we're coming to test the opening balance right down there. And then that will yield about 50 pips. That's when we can lower our risk and maybe scale out if you like, or hold, okay? So we're getting into the pop. There's no wick. There's the drop. Perfect. I'm lowering my risk now down to break even, okay? It's break even time. I don't want any risk in this trade. It's up 40 pips down there. I'm at break even. So worst case scenario, if it comes up, I get tapped out at break even, okay? It's education, it's learning. But for you guys, if you still want to have a little bit of a breathing room, stop loss, you're fine. I just want, for peace and sanity on these calls, I know some people over leverage. So I can sleep my 3 hours at night tonight. Just be at peace with myself, okay? But do you guys see, guys, lesson, how we trap those big buyers. That 1 minute candle that came up, came right into the point of control zone, came back down, and then we diverged away. So we trap those buyers. Now they're thinking about their stop losses. Hopefully we'll come and tag right through here. Excellent. Newt, you're in the money, brother. Maybe you want more, I understand, but there's levels in this game. So we gotta come back down to test where everything home, and that could be where there's a double bottom, okay? You guys know what a double bottom looks like if it gets down there, okay? And then they could make a higher low right here. So like the one bottom where we came down, oh shit, sorry. Where the one bottom we came down was right there. Big neckline was all this shit. So we're coming right back down. So it could come down there and go back up. If we close below this, guys, like they already did some damage with that wick. If it comes back down close, this might turn red, and then we get down to that daily point of interest. That's where you can let runners run, okay? But we should be up 50 pips at least. With how much drawdown did we encounter? Just a little bit, right? Just a little bit, 25 pips drawdown, okay? So not too bad. It was that one blue candle. Maybe that blue candle scared some of you guys, okay? But you got to understand the power of zones, right? Remember we flipped that zone, and then the hourly resistance. You see how it held up? So there was some hourly sellers there at noon offering and pushing down, okay? So we got 15-minute, nice candle. Can we break that opening 15-minute bullish ignited candle right there at 4495? Let's get that. Look at our hourly candle. It's perfect to break. Yes, we got that little pop. Good. Nice little drive in there. Okay, so that's about 55 pips. To the bottom of the green zone is about 70 pips. Please, guys, manage your trade. To everyone on YouTube, hit the likes, subscribe to the channel. If you earned with us, controlled your risk, that's the most important thing. And everyone has their own objectives for profits and things like that. So now if we're continuing to hold, we got to get that black volume close below that ignited bar, right? And we could have 1/3 bar with a low wick, just open ignited, or a short little retest and then continue to fill down to here. Here we go. Come on. And Dave gave us that, that continuous signal at 4504. Newt, what you were in there, boss. So Newt, you had the right objective, man. You kept second guessing yourself. Just let the volume, do its thing. Don't over leverage where you're panicking on like these blue candles, right? That's why if you control your risk, you can watch what's happening and stay more focused. When guys are over leveraged, then they panic and then they don't know what's going on. They're not watching the open, the high, the low, the close. You gotta price action is you gotta stay on it, right? Okay, so let's follow this volume. And remember, we might close near the low, just like this candle. And then it could be a little blue candle, and we could use this red line as the resistance to get the wick to continue to push down. Okay, here we go. Here's the close. How do we open? Okay, blue, ignited. They rejected it quickly. Can we do our job fast? Fill that wick, and then we're dropping down to the green box. So far they're holding it. They're saving it from breaking down. See that small little door? There's the breakdown. Now we're coming down. We're going to probably tag this green zone, and then that would be about 70 pips down there. That's where I recommend, we scale out a little bit because it could bounce there and come back up, okay? So I'm going to close out 80% of my trade down there, 4494. It's coming down. And I closed out 80%. Now I just have 20% running. That's perfect. Okay. I'm happy, right? For me, I'm happy. Okay. That's what I wanted. More than what I was looking for. I'm very humble, not a greedy man. A couple of these trades a day, and you're well on your way to your daily goal. Okay, so I have 80% taken out and just 20% running with remaining break even. So no risk. And if it wants to continue to drop, I have a runner for that, but I still respect this green zone, right? That's how double bottoms are formed. Good. There's the pop, drop, okay, right in there. Now, if we're still holding, we're invested, can we continue break? And we got to fill that bottom wick there, 1020, right there. That was our most recent 5-minute low right there at 4490. And then just below it, we've got a daily point of interest. If we can close below this green zone, you guys know the drill. I'm going to do the same thing we did up here. This was a green zone. We closed below it. We turned it red. We're coming down to a green zone. If we close below it, we're going to turn it red, right? It's zone to zone trading. Very easy, basic strategy, okay? Nothing complicated about this stuff. Very straightforward. Savage, TP hit, profit, 20. Nice. Good for you, man. Good for you. Proas, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. We've got a Discord group. Yes, we do, guys. Here's our Discord group. Let me just go to the Discord. We have an amazing Discord, guys. Best Mike, he's in here sharing the charts. Country Cousin is in here. Serge is in here. Nude is in here. Forex Borex is doing his thing. He's the boss at this. He's the OG. Got Chris AUD is in here. Like, we have an amazing group sharing the charts, indicators, building as a team. Everybody's doing fantastic, trading as a team in here. I wish I could be more part of the Discord, guys, but I got so much. I'm a busy man and I can only devote so much, but I'll get more in there in the stock and options when we get in there. Okay, guys? Mehedi, alhamdulillah, you joined after a week break from trade, solid trade. Good for you, man. Sometimes it's just taking a break, collecting your thoughts, you know, not even thinking about trading. You come back as more refreshed, more as a, you know, a more focused, you know, so it's good to take a break. I tell everyone, take a break, you know, don't trade all day, every day, and on weekends staring at charts. You need a break, guys. You need a break from this. Okay. The markets are going nowhere. The markets will always be here for us. Okay. So guys, you see, okay, I don't want to be this guy that says, hey, you know, it came down to the green box and there's a wick there. Okay. I made it like that for a reason. So you could specifically see that. Okay. So I'm not surprised that it's bouncing there, nor should you, right? It could come back down, but that's where it comes down to. That's how a double bottom is created, right? That's the one bottom. It came down. Now we're seeing it's grabbing those pending orders and those buyers are there, right? But now they got to continue to come up to 50% of that black candle. Maybe it's just a lower high, then it will push down. Maybe we consolidate down here and drop. But that's the first target, guys. Like, you got to understand. That's why I cleared out 80% just prior to coming down to the green box, because I don't get greedy, guys. Like, that's the difference between me and some other traders. I know, guys, believe me, I want gold to break that and continue dropping down. Who doesn't? But what was the point of doing all this analysis if we're not going to respect it, right? That's what I had to tell myself for years. Why did I do all this analysis top down if I'm not going to respect my zones, my lines? What's the point of this, right? Then there's no point if you're not going to respect these things, okay? The only thing is, I didn't say to close the entire trade. If it comes down to these zones, take your stop loss and go to a break even. There's no point in keeping an open stop loss if it's reaching a target. The only other thing is, if you feel comfortable, take some partials. You don't have to close 80% like me. I just use a bigger lot size than most traders. So 80% is still a good, healthy haul and a good bag to grab for me. But maybe you want to take out 30%, maybe 50%. Maybe 60, I don't know, but what's best for you? And then leave a runner. A runner will also, if it continues to go, will bank you money as well, which is great, but it's like a soldier. It will continue to tell you, the runner, if it breaks through here and closes below and continues to go, you can trade with your runner. Your runner is like a leading indicator. I don't know, I've mentioned this, I think, a while back, but a runner to me, people see it as just money, okay? I don't see it as just money. I see it as a live trade. Even if I'm 5%, 10%, 20% invested, it's in the market, it's doing its thing. It's cutting through supporting areas, it's closing below, and then when I see a retest, I can go in another trade with my runner. My runner is like my leading indicator. It's telling me how far down it can go. If it comes all the way back up, you know, then it gets rejected. I see where the point of controls are, or where 50. It gives me a lot of information. It's real-time information. No indicator can give you as much information as your runner, right? Samuel, you got it. It's a real indicator to add in. It tells you exactly what's going on. So my runner right now is continuing to break that supporting zone, that double bottom. So the first thing someone will say to me, well, Ron, you said, you know, it just came down there. Yes, it just came down there. It picked up those initial pending orders that were sitting there and it came back up. But look, did it stay below 50% of the bearish candle? Yes. So you guys know how candles react. It closed back as a pin bar. Then it just opened lower high and now cutting right through. So now we're continuing to do our job to fill that wick right there. And if it breaks, we're going to drop for a new lower low. So my runner now is up 100 pips. Right there. That's exact 99.99. Okay. One pipette off of 100. Okay. Now what you can do is take this red line and go backwards. And then you can see how gold was trading at what there was the double bottom right there with the closing that caused the bullish move. So you see where my daily point of interest is? It's right here. Guys, how do you not see this? Look, Monday, June 1st, there's a double bottom with the liquidity grab, that A+ setup I was telling you about. There it is. There's the neckline. There's the higher low double bottom. There's the close. And there's where it took off. We are retracing now all the way back down to this neckline. So right there, you see that yellow line? That was the 5-minute neckline where it was a red box right there. Then it turned green when we closed above it. And now, if I go green, into the future, if we come down there, you guys that could be where, again, another zone of support is. And if it comes all the way down there, that trade turns into about 150, 160, 170 pips. And then that's where the bigger buyers would be, because it's a yellow line. That's a daily point of interest, right? It's not just this 5-minute bottom here. That's one comes from a higher emphasis. That's a higher time frame. So that one we have to respect. That's where I'll take out maybe my full runner if it gets down there, okay? And then close my 20% and go on with my day. It's a beautiful sunny day. How often do I stream? Every day, guys. We're here. Myself, Dave, we're here every day with you guys. If you guys just subscribe to this channel, join this free Telegram right over here. It's pinned at the top of YouTube. You'll have all of our links to join us in our live YouTube sessions, upcoming what time we do. Right now, we're going to focus on New York and post-New York for the entire summer. I've dedicated my entire self for this summer with you guys. June, July, August, up until September. And then we might go back to some Tokyo sessions after that. But I want to dedicate the entire summer with you guys. Same with Dave. New York and post-New York, okay? That we're going to be concentrating on 1 sessions, same times, same securities. We're gonna start to do some stock and options as well too. So it's going to be exciting, guys. Now, what are we doing? Have we closed below? If we close below, you guys know the drill. Green to red, okay? Easy strategy. I'm not using any complicated words. I'm not using institutional words. I'm using easy shit we all understand. A black candle to close below support, we flip it red, right? That's it. We don't need to make trading more complicated than it should be. Okay, there's the close. Did we close below the green zone? Yes. Watch what Ron's doing, flipping it red, okay? Stretching it into the future. Because if we do come back up, it could come in there and get rejected back down. If it closes above there, then we momentarily make it green, and we could be coming back up to here, or back up to our entry, or back up to where the hourly resistance is, right? These are zones now that are being inverted. The only thing that's variable is the volume. The only thing that's moving is the volume. The zones are all static. The lines are all static. We, again, look at the way how we're closing. We're closing at the lowest points with no wicks, and we're just opening and popping. Each candle is making a successive lower low and lower high, lower low. So, guys, now it's running over 100 pips. So, whatever you want to do with your runner or your entire trade, please do something. I don't want to hear anyone on this call after say, Ron, I didn't do anything and it came back and it hit my stop loss. Because if you do, you are silly. You are silly, okay? You got to get in a habit of being consistent, feeling what it feels like to get in winning trades, learn from it. We had a solid one yesterday. We got another one today. We're on a roll. 2 days is good, but let's see if we can do it 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row. Yes, we're going to take a loss on one day, but if we keep compounding our account like this, by preserving profit, and we give a little bit back to the market, we're still growing our account. We're not blowing up our accounts, okay? No one should be blowing up their accounts on these calls. If you are, you've got a lot to learn, okay? You got so much more to learn. Then forget about learning about a candlestick. You got to learn about proper risk management, because no matter how much you learn about candlesticks, if you don't know how to manage your risk or leverage, it doesn't matter how much you understand candlesticks. It's not going to help you. Okay, Newt. This call goes out to you, bro. You were the one with the sell side bias, and we followed you. Newt, you're the man. 4504. You called it out. And remember, you were kind of second guessing yourself, and I said, let's just follow the volume. And you see, your intentions were correct. Dave also updated the rerunning. So you see what I mean? The first drop was right there. And you guys see, we took the next, look, how it came back up there. This is how you can utilize trade signals and trade ideas. Dave does a fantastic job sending these out. Give him a shout out. It's not easy. Dave's a busy man too, and keeps us also like laced up with the signals. So you saw that consolidation. We walked through it. We had the black candles close below, and then we continued to push down, and we took out that low. Dave hasn't updated this yet, but this thing should be running 100 plus pips, okay? Guys, I'm going to secure my entire trade down there. The rest of the 20%, I like that psychological number, 44.90. I'm securing the rest of my trade. That's my daily goal. above my daily goal because I did a little New York trading this morning, and I'm happy. Newt, well done, brother. Okay, guys, so my trade is closed right there. Okay, I closed out on that candle, 44.90. I have no more skin in the game. Okay, if you guys are still holding, I'm happy with the 100 pips. Guys, on YouTube, leave us a comment. Okay, what did you learn on today's call? Okay, W's in the chats are nice, but I want to know more. What did you learn from today's call? Okay, some days we're gonna learn. Every call that we have, every session is a lesson. We're gonna learn a lot together. We're gonna learn through winning trades. We'll learn through losing trades. We'll learn how to manage our risk. We'll learn how to be patient. We'll learn how to be disciplined. We'll learn how to interpret what is an impulse candle. See what I mean, guys? This trade started with that blue impulse candle, and then it got pushed down, and then they came down, made a new low. Didn't close down there. Then it came back up, lower high, pushed back down in the zone. Then we got the closing volume. That's when Ron, changed the color of the zone. That's when I took my sell. But remember when that candle came down? As soon as I flipped the 1 minute, it turned up blue. This could have been a disaster for us. Like if we didn't have our hourly sellers here on the zone flip, this could have easily turned back up blue and would have taken me out. Okay, so this is where I look back, I review. That white line came from somewhere. Where did it come from? Remember we did our hourly analysis? Right there. Look, guys, go back and look. The opening of noon, and right there. This is where we had all of our hourly candles previous. Look, 9 a.m. close, 10 a.m. open, 11 a.m. Close right there, right? Right in this area, 4502. Hourly sellers were here, right? That's how we got into the sell and we didn't get stopped out because the hourly sellers were here in the market. You learn that you shouldn't close soon? Okay, I understand. I do that too, but let's learn. Where did you close out? Like this was like, guys, sometimes I close out early too, but look, it came down bearish, closed. Okay, even if you have a trailing stop loss at 50%, it was a shallow pullback, firecracker pop, continue push down. See, I still stayed in the trade with you guys. Normally I'm scaling out, but I cut it in half. So you see when it came to the green zone, it bounced back up, still below 50%, came down, closed as a shooting star, again open, lower high, did its job, filled the wick, close, substantial volume, cut it in half. Again, it came up. Did it come up to the halfway point? Pushing down, pushing down. If you're still in, it's still pushing down. Sometimes you're going to get volume with this. So all of this accumulation, remember what I said. I guaranteed something. I don't always guarantee something, but I said gold is not going to just trade in this zone the entire call. It's either going to make a move up like this. You guys remember we won the call, or I said it's going to make a move to the downside like this. And option sell side won. Why? Because we had lower highs, closing volume, and redistribution. So a lot of you guys use that AMD, accumulation, manipulation, redistribution. Take out these lows, okay? And if we come all the way down to that green zone, that's a daily. Let me show you where this yellow line came from. Go to the daily now. So you guys know where I get these yellow lines from. If you guys just joined the call, remember the top-down analysis. Okay, so these are the daily candles. Where did I get that yellow line from? It was yesterday's closing balance and today's opening balance. Okay, so we're coming maybe right where we opened and closed yesterday. If they flip it below that, yes, it can flip the whole entire daily candle, turn black. However, there could be buyers that are protecting it to push it right back up. Us, if we're in a intraday trade or like a scalp or whatever you want to call it, that could be an ideal area to realize some profit, right? And let's see what Dow is doing. We didn't look at the Dow. We did the analysis. Dow, not much. Okay, so Dow it did briefly close, but bark winning. I would stay away from the Dow right now. I don't like when it trades like this. We're not trending. It's just too choppy. Actually, gold worked out really well. It's 125 pips down there. Nice. Dude, amazing. Nice trade, bro. Good stop loss placement. Wow, that's nice. I like it. Let's see, do we get any news today? Let's see what we got news-wise. Okay, Goldman Sachs CEO. We could see a shift in consumer behavior in the second half of the year. Obviously, when everything is fucking ridiculous price, guys, inflation is getting out of control. McDonald's prices are getting out of control. 2 Happy Meals are $20. Like, what the hell is going on? A Happy Meal, $20. Shit's getting ridiculous here. We can't make enough pips to pay for all the bills right now. Yeah, I saw that. It almost tagged you out. Almost. But it was, you properly placed it above that wick, above here. Above that candle that came up, you placed it right above there and you were safe. Yeah. It's all about placement too. You know, yesterday on the sell out ahead, I almost got stopped out by by a few pips, and I survived and went into big profit. So, guys, it's stop loss placement is gonna help you when you understand where to place the stop losses. And then if you have to give it more room to breathe, decrease your sizing down. Scale down a smaller size so you make up for that difference. Okay, it's basic mathematics, right? If you want a tight stop loss, you can go a bigger size. But if you want to give it more room to breathe, decrease your sizing. It's that simple. Because if you're trading with the same size and then you give it a bigger stop loss, then you can take a bigger, much bigger loss. Wow. So we may walk right back down to today's opening balance. And guys, I'm just going to measure it for you. That would be approximately 150, 160 pips down to the opening balance. So if we look at the 5 minutes, you know, when they took off, opening balance, you guys know is 6 p.m. Where is it? Right there is where we opened. And it came all the way down. We made the lowest point of the day just before 10 p.m. Made that double bottom with that liquidity grab. That's what I was saying. Take a screenshot of that. That's a good pattern to follow. Put that in your playbook. And then we took off. It was really bullish all the way to where we hit the highest point of the day. That was London session open, 3 a.m. And then let's just follow. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, continuing to push down. Now we got 9 a.m., a little bit of volatility. We continued to walk all the way down to 10 a.m. Then it bounced up, consolidated, and we just continued to sell the next leg down. So it's kind of, we just caught the next wave. You know what I mean? Like, here's a wave. It came back up, and then we're just selling the next lower low leg down. Oh my God, Rob is that Nvidia's up 10% since Friday's close? I know, man. I closed my option calls early, and then they did that deal with Microsoft and the chips for the PC computers, and I'm like, oh my God. But did you see Friday right at the last 5 minutes, the big sell-off? It was trading at 224, and then it sold off in 5 minutes to 215. It closed, and then it accumulated in pre-market Monday morning, and I believe it's right at all-time high right now. What is it? 230. How much right now? 224. Oh, it went up to 232 today and scaled back a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, those short sellers got trapped. It's tough to sell NVIDIA. Just buy the dips. 235 all-time high Mahedi. Yep. But that was with multiple stock splits. If it didn't have stock splits, it would be maybe $600, $700, $800 a share. But it had some stock splits. Yeah, it's unbelievable, guys. $5.5 trillion market cap. Okay, so you see now we're not breaking any new lower lows. Okay, so there is a little bit of support on the 5 minutes right above the opening balance. So this is where we could see maybe a potential bounce. But remember, we got a red zone up there. And look how the 9 EMA conveniently is coming down right to revisit that zone. So if we see buyers bring it back up, it could come there, then it comes back down. We look for a double bottom, maybe liquidity grab right there. Guys, I'm kind of planning out this move. That could happen, right? Come up there, come all the way back down, maybe grab some liquidity, break the opening balance, come back, close above, then it's support. Then you could take a buy back up. However, if it continues to push down and close below there, you guys know the drill. If it closes below there and it comes up and it's not liquidity, flip it red, and then could continue push down. And that's the lowest point of the day, 44.63. So, but right now there could be some support in here. Because look now, we've got now bullish divergence, okay? It's making a low and a lower low, and then the RSI is making a oversold low and then a higher oversold low. So this is where you could see a minor bounce, but if you're buying, you're still counter trading. Remember what we were saying about like divergence, right? What we were talking about earlier, okay? So that's a bullish divergence. It's kind of hidden where it made the low and a new lower low, and then you have like a slope coming up on the strength is increasing, but it's still in a very oversold territory, which it could be just some bounce and then sellers sell it right back down, okay? That's what, if you got runners are for, or if you want to continue to trade. But right now, it could be just, look, we found another range. Black, blue, black. So when I see that, I trap it and I wait, right? Just like we did up here. We trapped this entire area, this entire zone, and you see how we moved down. Now it's trading in here, black, blue. Maybe it needs to coil in, maybe it come up back in here. Maybe we'll just move in here, and then maybe back up. You can get rid of, this is where you clean up the chart. See all of these red lines I have? Clean up, tidy up. Tell my kids after they're done playing, it's time to tidy up. So we got to tidy up our charts too. And then maybe just trade the zones, right? Yeah, Dow is not good this afternoon. Gold actually played out properly. Normally it's the opposite. Normally we're saying gold is shit and Dow and NASDAQ are moving really nice. Today was the opposite. So I'm happy we found a trade. I'm happy we learned something. I'm happy it worked out well for us. And any news later this afternoon? Let's see. 4:30. Then we got some, if you're trading Tokyo, New Zealand, Australia, there's some news. Tomorrow, guys, don't forget, 5 minutes before Colmex market opens, Dave will walk you through this. And before news, ADP non-farm employment change is coming out. Don't forget this Friday is not NFP. We'll do that session, guys. So join us 7 a.m. on Friday morning. And Treasury Secretary Besant speaks tomorrow. This guy's a clown. He's speaking tomorrow. And our crude oil inventories. And what else we got going on? No big earnings today. Guys, the free Telegram channel, join it. It's pinned at the top of YouTube for you guys. All of our links, the promo codes. Use the code SSTJune50 to join our Discord. All of our education, all of our live sessions, all of our indicators, and everything we offer at SST. Use that code. You get 50% off. That's a discount on on a good value at what we offer here. And if you want free blogs on our website, they're all available here. This is a good one. Anatomy of a candlestick. Learn what an ignited open is. We saw some bearish ignited opens on that sell coming down and some firecracker candles. And guys, thank you guys again to everyone who subscribed. Amazing. We're almost at 100,000 subs. That's our record Dave and I never thought we could ever achieve. We started with 10 subscribers, then 100, then 1,000. And we're like, okay, maybe we'll continue doing this. And some of you guys have been here. There was someone that messaged me and said, Ron, I was one of your first 100 subscribers and still remember you. Your hair has grown since then. But we basically do the same shit. If you were one of our first subscribers, do a top-down analysis and just scalp zone to zone. You can go back and watch a video. They're all on YouTube from 5-6 years back, and I guarantee you Dave and I were doing the same stuff. Nothing changes. That's why I told you guys my trading is very boring. It's very repetitive. It's the same thing over and over and over, and it keeps me consistent. It keeps me understanding what I need to be looking for on a daily basis, and the market keeps providing me those clues. I don't need to, someone says, Ron, why don't you learn a new strategy? Ron, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Because I don't need to. That's just the simple answer. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be ignorant. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying what's working right now has been working for majority of my life when I learned how to do this, and it's still working, right? So guys, that's how you can make trading very easy when you're looking for the same thing every single day. But guys, that's it for me. I got to go pick up my son early. I apologize. His bus didn't come today. I had to drive him to school, and I got to go pick him up right now because I can't guarantee that the bus driver is going to be there. So I don't want to leave him stranded. So I got to go pick him up. We came, we saw, we conquered, we got a trade. Hopefully everyone learned something new today. And tomorrow, guys, join Dave in New York. What is tomorrow? Wednesday. Dave is doing New York, 8 a.m. Okay, that ADP News and Comex and Wall Street. We have a live post New York, same time, 11 to 1 p.m. tomorrow. Join us. And same thing on Thursday. Guys, I don't have in here but this should be changed. Okay, so we're gonna do, I'm changing Friday to a live NFP. We'll be starting Friday at 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then we'll cancel this post New York. We won't need to do it. Okay, so join us all week, guys. If you want to join on YouTube, YouTube is with myself. If you want to join Dave in the private Zoom with the Discord and all the snipers, join the team. Okay, and a reminder, 11 a.m. tomorrow, Thursday, and NFP Friday, 7 a.m. we'll start, okay? And free blogs available for you guys, and education, guys, I'm telling you, okay? Lots of education. There's courses all over here. There's courses on Forex course, Forex fundamentals, commodities course, price action is king. You'll learn a lot about candlesticks in here. I break down every single candlestick, the entire family. When you learn all the candlesticks, then you're going to learn support and resistance, what we learned today. If you want to add technical indicators, there's a course on it. If you want some strategies, there's strategies there and some order flow. If you need some help with the SST trade ideas that Dave sends out, there's real life examples here, before and afters, and how to understand what is an impulse, a confirmation, a retest, all of these things that happen in trading that we got to learn. Okay. Trading is not predictable. We can't just say buy at 4,500 and just buy blindly. You got to watch what happens at 4,500. There could be an impulse breakout, could be a closing volume, it could be a fake out, could be a retest. All of these things that you got to learn. So no signals or trade ideas are 100%. No trading group or community can offer those and say that. If they do, they're full of shit. If you guys told me right now, buy gold at 4,600, okay? I can set an alert at 4,600, but I'm not dumb enough to just go and buy blindly just because you told me to buy, okay? I got to see what's happening. I'll mark up my chart, wait for the volume to get to 4,600, get my alert, watch. It might go up 4,603, have a wick, close below, turn it to resistance, and I could sell that and see it's a fake out. If there's no volume closing above, and if volume closes above and it comes back to retest, now I have more information. At least I see volume closing above, retesting, things like that. I can see how it's developing, okay? If you need any boot camps, there's 3 to 5, 6-day boot camps, Forex boot camp, psychology of trading boot camp, that's big in trading, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is taking a shit right now, risk management boot camp. I think everybody needs a refresher on this one. We just did this one, 6-day stock and options boot camp. Day 3 is all about options trading and strategies, history of gold, and long form webinars, over 120 webinars if you're a beginner, intermediate, and advanced at all levels. And these are minimum 2 hours long, each webinar. So they're long. Take your time with those. Okay, guys, that's it for me. Have a great day. Thank you guys so much, everyone on Zoom. I appreciate you guys. Rob, have a great day today. Tony, thank you. Justin, thank you for joining us. Rob, Dude, Mahidi, everybody. Sang, all of you guys. Thank you guys. Have a great day. And everyone on YouTube, I appreciate you guys as well. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. And God bless everyone. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Amir, take care, brother. Joseph, take care, boss. Have a good day.
Recording stopped.
Have a good day, everyone on YouTube. Thank you guys for joining. Please hit the like on the way out and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and join us daily. Thanks, guys. We appreciate all you guys. Have a good day.